Ladies and gentlemen, hit subscribe right this second. This is the most important story, the most important political revelation, I think, since 2016, since emails showed the Democratic Party railroaded Bernie Sanders. Hit subscribe to this channel. If you want to become part of a newsletter or notification via email, it's contactgoodman88@gmail.com. Ladies and gentlemen, also, I just sent out today the first newsletter. So if you do receive, if you received basically the email stating that we'll have a live stream today at 2:15 p.m., let me know if you received that email and if you thought that the newsletter or email notification was effective or interesting, or let me know if you received it in the comment section. Hit subscribe to my super chat. I cannot thank you enough. I can't do this without you, ladies and gentlemen. And if you want to talk about anything via super chat, within reason, let me know. Let's get started. So they're going to demand testimony from Hunter. Hunter Biden is going to, there's going to be testimony in the House of Representatives. Hello, High Tones, Eric, Samurai, Kristen, Caroline, everybody here. And there's going to be testimony. You're going to have Hunter testify, and if he pleads the fifth or tries to evade it, that will be a national story, and it will show the hypocrisy with it among media, Democrats, everyone who pontificated and preached and gave these sermons regarding, oh my God, look at Steve Bannon, look at Stone, look at all these people who didn't comply with a subpoena to testify before Congress. Okay, this is an actual criminal case. Okay, that's why they impeached Trump, because he was on to them, and he did not pressure. He has every right to ask another country's leader if an American official is conducting a criminal enterprise or engaging in criminal acts. Ray J. Burkhart, thank you, Ray, to my super chat. Thank you. I can't thank you enough. Ray, I hope you're having a fantastic Monday. Thank you so very, very much. We're going to get the round 2 of the Hunter Twitter files any day now, maybe today, we don't know, but I'm going to continue doing these live streams to talk about that and discuss. I mean, this is a graft and potential bribery operation. This is like, he's already under criminal investigation, and it's not like Trump's criminal investigation. Okay, Trump, what they do with Trump is they accuse him of everything under the sun. What they do with Hunter or Joe or Hillary is they don't make any accusations other than, they don't even make any accusations. They just barely report on what's going on. Well, he's being investigated for firearms and tax issues. No, the real criminal acts were selling Joe's position in the U.S. government. That's the issue. That's the issue. It's true media is trying to cover it up, but enough people care now. That's the thing. USA kicks butt. Hello. Caroline. Hello to the members on this channel. Hello. Enough people care. The same thing happened with the DNC emails. With the DNC emails, initially they showed that Bernie Sanders was cheated. They confirmed everything that we knew. The confirmation forces even those who say, oh, it's a snooze fest, it's a nothing burger, oh my God, it's just, they then have to explain, they then have to justify silencing one of the largest newspapers in the United States of America. They have to justify that, and that's the issue. USA kicks butt, thank you. So, JB Rants, hello. I agree that media is trying its best not to address anything. They're saying it's not that big of a deal. We already knew that, another country could have infiltrated the Democratic Party and, leaked information that's detrimental to the Democrats. Well, that's a Democratic Party. That's the problem of the Democratic Party. That's not the problem of the United States of America. If they're corrupt, and by the way, it is like gospel. It is gospel. It is reality to Democrats who pontificate about honesty and truth and lie all the time. It is reality that the Kremlin infiltrated the DNC to inform the country that Bernie Sanders was cheated. They never gave their computer servers to the United States government. The Federal Bureau of Investigation never obtained Democratic Party servers. That never happened. That never happened, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? So there was an assessment among 3 intel agencies that another country infiltrated the Democratic National Committee. What they don't tell you is that within this absurd fantasy or tale or possibility, the embarrassing emails point to Bernie Sanders being railroaded in a fair and neutral primary while Democrats pocketed donations that eventually purchased the Steele dossier. Even more deceit. Okay? King Slowings, hello. Thank you for being here from day one. Hello. So then they said, oh, well, we assess in the ODNI and DHS reports that another country wanted you to know that Bernie Sanders was being mistreated by the Democratic Party. So this way, Trump will win. High tones. Question. Eventually, you're going to have criminal cases. Eventually. But yeah, I mean, the thing is, the entire system. High tones. Thank you. High tone drifter. The entire system, even never Trump Republicans, especially never Trump Republicans. Trump is actually making it easy for all his adversaries. We'll get to that a little later. I have no clue why he would try to take the air out of this amazing revelation with Twitter. I mean, he has to start taking advantage of the political missteps and the failures and the defeats of his rivals and not giving them, he's giving them mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, so to speak. Okay? That might not be a fantastic image like Trump and all the other and other, older Democrats, but the thing is, that's another story. We'll talk about that, okay? But they keep on repackaging or marketing their categorical failures. So Bernie Sanders being cheated in his own primary, when they said it was fair and neutral, they then repackaged that and marketed that into another country wanted you to know. And another country wanted Trump, because his foreign policy was different. Well, President Obama's foreign policy was different. You could have said the same thing about President Obama. They went in with a reset. So you can do that with any incoming president. That's why you vote for a different president, because that person has a different foreign policy. That's why. That is when they talk about democracy and the system of government, and the entire reason you're voting for a different person than the incumbent is you want a different foreign policy. You want a different economic policy. King Slowings, me too. So they have never confirmed, they've never guaranteed, they've never stated as a categorical fact that anyone infiltrated the Democratic National Committee. They've had a third-party tech firm give the Federal Bureau of Investigation and the three intel agencies what they found. They fabricate and create their own myths. Could it be true? Possibly, but you'd be trusting a third-party tech firm. You'd be trusting a third-party tech firm. And so a Senate panel, Richard Burr, who was a never-Trump Republican, confirmed that another country infiltrated the Democratic National Committee to swing voters from Clinton to Trump. There's no evidence other than we think this happened. Okay, fast forward to, and then initially when the DNC emails came out, nobody cared on the left. Nobody cared. Democrats were laughing. The Hillary bots were laughing at everyone. Oh, that's all you have? That's all you have? Oh my God. That's nothing. Well, we already knew that Bernie was, he couldn't win, and Democrats wanted somebody who could win. Somebody pragmatic. And then Bernie Sanders, of course, was part of it, almost certainly. I wouldn't say he was part of it, but I would say when he found out that he was being mistreated, he didn't even fight back. He didn't even acknowledge what they had done to him and his voters. That's why the entire thing's a racket. It's interesting, too. My writing is being shared by the left, specifically one article about Bush being a criminal. And if Bush is, or Bush and if President Obama was judged by the same standard, the left judges Bush, which that's the reason I vote for Trump, is because he's the antithesis of the Lincoln Project. Lincoln Project foreign policy got us into never-ending counterinsurgency conflicts. And so then you have the accusations of crimes against Bush, who now has a positive favorability rating within the Democratic Party. But one article in particular by a lot of people on the left is being retweeted thousands upon thousands upon thousands of times. And that article should point, that article is the justification to vote for Trump. It's not because Trump doesn't fit that mold. He didn't destroy Libya like President Obama. He didn't begin an era of never-ending counterinsurgency conflicts and destabilize an entire region of the world like Bush, Cheney, and Rumsfeld. So that article it's a Huffington Post article that I wrote, and the title was, I can't say it verbatim, but the title was, well, if Bush is a war criminal, and so is Obama, LBJ. And so I explained that the standard the left uses is the same standard that can be used against any other president aside from Trump. If you look at Trump's foreign policy, he doesn't fit that mold at all. The Chamber of Chills. I want to make a new party. It's called the Leave Us Alone Party. I'm tired of these non-representing representatives. The Chamber of Chills. They don't represent at all. That's true. A lot of them don't represent at all. They represent their pocketbook or their campaign. And that's true. I agree with you. The best thing would be somebody who does represent for your interests or our interests or, the interest of constituents. The Chamber of Chills, thank you. I mean, yeah, I agree with you. The Chamber of Chills, thank you so very much. I hope all is well. But you look, ladies and gentlemen, and the response to this is, well, it's not that big of a deal. And here, again, the same, normalize. Elon Musk is helping normalize. No, he's not. A lot of these horrible, bigoted people, I wouldn't know who their name was if it wasn't for Democrats and like left-leaning media pumping their names, or like a marketing department for bigoted people. Daryl, bro, thank you so very much. Darrell, thank you. Darrell, thank you so very, very much. Thank you, Darrell. Greatly, greatly, greatly appreciated, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that very much. Thank you so much, Darrell. Thank you. The Chamber of Chills, thank you. Fuzzendu John! H.A., have you considered rejoining Twitter? I have. I did so recently. It's complete laugh fest. Might be quite amusing. Fuzzendu John, here's why I won't join. I did a poll on this channel when I had it was about 500 viewers or so, 400 viewers, and people said, yeah, join. But the thing is, I probably won't. I don't think I'll ever join again because there's just too many, I'm not the type of person to back down from any challenge or any, within reason, any, verbal confrontation on social media. If I'm walking on the street and somebody wants to start something, I would much rather not engage with the person. That person can say whatever they like, because you know what? You could lose your life. You could lose your life getting into an argument. Ernie, thank you. You could lose your life getting into an argument on the street, but on social media, if somebody says something that's not accurate or insulting or demeaning or that is incorrect, that it's information that misinforms about my writing or about Trump or about anything I believe in or my political philosophy, then I'll just go, I would spend Fazandu I could spend a half hour, an hour, 2 hours arguing with the person. And so it would be Eric Samurai, thank you. It's basically Tron. The way I view it is it's Tron. It's like the movie Tron, Fazandu, the 80s movie. It's basically like being thrust into a video game. And so, but thank you, Fazandu, thank you. But ladies and gentlemen, so basically, you look, Elon Musk here. So many interesting posts on Twitter these days. So, it could very well be today or this week, because he did post Norman, Twitter's like an extra for trolls. Yeah, it is. It's a place where negative emotions. Fazandu, thank you. Darrell, thank you. It's a place where negative emotions, the Chamber of Chills, thank you, where negative emotions gain steam. If you're in the supermarket and you're getting cereal or you're getting like meat or you're getting milk or whatever, you're going to move that shopping cart past people that you've never met in your life, that you might never see again. You have no clue what their political ideology is. You have no clue what, any experiences they've been. You have nothing. You don't know anything about them. And that's actually a very healthy, good thing. You don't have to know the thoughts and the viewpoints and the opinions and the desires and the experiences of people you've never met. It's not really important in life. It can be, but there's a moment for that. With Twitter, it's just you're inundated with the thoughts, the emotions, the desires, the experiences, the angst, the frustration, the negativity of people you don't know. And it's like a sporting contest, but at the same time, it's a waste of time. Because you can be living life. You could be writing a book. You could be building a business. You could be doing the work that you're employed to do. You could be telling your kids or wife or husband that you love them. It's just a waste of time for me, because I believe me, I wasted a lot of time on there. I had Twitter for a while. I had 28,000 followers or so on Twitter. And then suddenly, like everybody experienced, suddenly it was just my tweets, weren't gaining traction, and it was like abandoned, deserted wasteland. But Norman, thank you. Fazendu John, thank you. Darrell, thank you. Chamber of Chills, thank you. Everybody to my super chat, thank you so very, very much. So there are we'll do Jim Jordan really quickly. If you look, House Republicans are already, not only they're going to subpoena Hunter, but they're already talking about this. It's a huge, huge deal. But I want to just go ahead and I want to read you this is what they're saying. Elon Musk Twitter files reveal snooze fest. Why is it a snooze fest? Okay. So the Rolling Stone article says the argument is, okay, the social media platform initially suppressed the story from appearing in its recommendation algorithm, but it has nothing to do with the content. It has to do with hacked material policy, which they made up. Okay, they completely made it up. And so you have a situation where the rebuttal initially is that it's like videos and those videos shouldn't be. Okay, but that's not why they suspended the New York Post or prevented that from being on. Okay, so here's what the left is saying. Okay, MSNBC complained Hunter is a snooze fest. Meh. But with them, it's meh. Everything is meh. Everything is meh. Because they'll never own up to. They don't think. First of all, when they're caught with their pants down, literally, they don't even care because they think that they have the right to ban things for stupid reasons. Okay, they're the ones who want to. Then they should. Oh, books are banned. It's like no. That's with people of a certain age. Okay, you're talking about parents not wanting children to read certain books because of the content. That's a different story than banning. That's a completely different thing than banning the New York Post because it exposes Hunter's business deals. Then you have to prove to them that the emails point to Hunter's business deals, which they do. It's like Democrats, they have this idea of what corruption is. You have to prove to them that it's actual corruption. But with Trump, if it's an ellipsis, he did it, he pressured. I mean, they'll make the most absurd leaps of logic with Trump. And direct correlations pertaining to corruption on their side, nah. But here, hold on. But contrary to the melodramatic billing, the files mostly show what's already been documented. That Twitter removed links from the Post story and from Hunter's and struggled with how to react to the surprise revelations. No, this is not true at all. I don't know who wrote this, but it's not true at all. The issue was that they made up a story and they were working with Biden's campaign. One of Matt Taibbi's tweets talks about Biden's campaign literally working with Twitter. The Rolling Stone and everybody else wouldn't accept Trump working with Twitter to ban a New York Times investigative article on him. This is where the arrogance comes in. This is where the hypocrisy and the arrogance and the hubris come in. That's the issue. The issue is that they are always and you know what? They found a way to manipulate the system in their favor. They're using every advantage. And this is this is where I'm my critique of Trump. He didn't have to write that. What does that even mean? My God, what does it mean? And the Constitution, it's such a criminal act that even some of the Constitution, I'm voting for Trump, people. I like Trump, but it doesn't help him. It doesn't help him. And then Elon Musk says nothing, no presidency is more important than the Constitution. I just don't get it. I just don't understand. Like, here you have a absolute blockbuster revelation that, of course, Democrats, and what they do when they say it's a snooze fest, they actually don't address the actual revelations. It wasn't just it was a surprise. They made up the hacked material thing. It was a legitimate laptop. They made it up. They knew they were lying, so they had to make up some excuse because it hurt the Democratic Party. Then they were being intimidated by House Democrats. So they were working with Biden's administration to delete tweets, to ban people, and they banned the New York Post under false pretext, a completely fabricated reason. When people say it's not that big of a deal, oh, a snooze fest, nothing burger, it's like, oh, well, you're not even addressing the revelations, number one. Number two, if the other side did that, you would never, ever, ever accept that. But, I mean, getting back to Trump, I like Trump. I'm voting for Trump. I'm one of the people on all of YouTube, like, constantly supporting, like, Donald Trump. The thing is, he's doing himself and his voters a disservice. He can't take the wind off of what good does it do to get Rob Reiner upset constantly? It doesn't do any good. It does nothing good. It does not. You have to focus on. You have to focus on amplifying the message. Amplify the message. You don't say everyone. One of the few things that everybody, from a person voting for Donald Trump to a person far left Democrat generally. One thing that binds everyone still to this day is big ups, hello. One thing that binds everyone still to this day is the Constitution. Okay? That's the one thing that binds everyone. So you manage to insult or you manage to frustrate or you manage to confuse or you manage to kind of, make everyone feel uncomfortable. Even if it's true. This is my point. When Trump says this criminality is so profound, leave it at that. Leave it at that. The criminality is so profound. Leave it at that. Don't then say, and even it's so profound and widespread and heinous and atrocious that we might have to do away with some of the laws in the Constitution. Whatever he said. There's no point to it. Fazendu John, thanks, Etchy. We appreciate your engagement. Thank you, Fazendu John. Thank you. Stephanie, hello. Big ups, hello. So Joe Stradamus, hello. Check Faint, hello. Steppenwolf, hello. Reed, hello. So it's like, I just don't get it. I swear to God, I don't get it. And I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, I'm voting for Trump. I want Trump over DeSantis. I'm saying this with all due respect. Now listen, I don't want people to be like, I'm on Summit. I'm saying this with all due respect, not what I want to happen, but I'm saying this. If Trump continues to be unable to capitalize on the failures and missteps and criminal activity of his rivals, he's going to lose. And because Democrats don't care. They will vote for a house cat or a plant or, an inanimate object. They don't care. And there is a double standard. If Biden said the same thing, they wouldn't be outraged. And they're the ones who are actually breaking constitutional law by doing this. No, I agree with you. Caroline, I agree with you. My point, though, is there's no political benefit in getting the most ardent supporters of the Democratic Party constantly indignant. What they should do is, what Trump should do is put them on the defensive He never puts them on the defensive. They're always on the offensive. They're, oh, how dare you? Oh my God, how dare you? How dare you? Every time Democrats say how dare you, that gives them political momentum. Every time, like for example, we just found out that Biden's administration was working here. I mean, here's the actual, where was the actual tweet? Here's the actual tweet here. This is what Trump should have simply focused on. All he had to do was focus on this. All he had to do was focus on this. And then the response was, well, these were videos. So what? Why would you give them to Biden's team? It's nothing to do. They're not working for Biden's team. Did Twitter consult Trump on the Steele dossier? No, they didn't. So, by 2020, requests from connected actors to delete tweets were routine. One executive would write to another, more to review from the Biden team. The reply would be handled. That's my point. Trump should have simply, I mean, look. If he, this is the thing. He could be right, he could be wrong. If you're not playing the game, you play the game to win. You play the game to win. Okay? If you're a manager in a baseball team and you have to, you would rather, like the situation calls for a bunt, but you have somebody that is a cleanup hitter and he doesn't bunt, and you just say, okay, bunt, that's the way the game is played. But you don't take into context that, you know what, you'd probably just rather have the number 4 hitter just, do his best, try to hit a home run, because he's not going to bunt the ball. It ain't going to work out. What do you do if you're a manager? If you're a smart manager, you don't force him to bunt and make a fool of himself. You just let him hit the ball and just roll the dice with that. My point is, even if Trump is right, he's not playing the game. He's playing a different game. Democrats, what they do, they get away with bigoted statements. They get away with criminal activity. They get away with a lot. Complaining about it is completely counterproductive. Complaining about what they do prior to results is counterproductive. It doesn't, I mean, if you're playing a game, a sport, and everyone is taking performance enhancements, and everyone is deflating balls, whatever, okay, which could happen with the performance with the enhancements, by the way, which is hilarious. But anyway, if you're following this and you understand what I'm saying, but anyway, so you have to go ahead and make a choice. If the game is played a certain way and the field is not level, and apparently what everyone is doing is legal, if what Democrats do is completely legal, then maybe Trump should adopt what Democrats do that's legal. Instead of, you can't complain anymore. That's the thing. It doesn't work. God, it doesn't work. I wish that former President Trump, and I respect him greatly for what he was able to do and I respect him for going up against a corrupt system. The system is corrupt. Don't ask Bernie Sanders because he won't tell you anything. Bernie Sanders disavowed Bernie Sanders withdrew a endorsement from one of the people at TYT because of past writing, but he wouldn't acknowledge that he was cheated by the Democratic Party. That's Bernie Sanders for you. Okay, Trump is a different breed. Trump is a fighter, and he constantly fights. And if he sees something that's truthful, if he sees what he believes is true, he's constantly going to bring that up. Hey, this is truthful. This is the truth. Why are people lying? I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. Okay. He has to win independents. He can't. There was something called Clinton fatigue. Remember that? And the media, what media does is they're all Democrats. They love the Democratic Party. So what they'll do is they will melt down. They will continually melt down and annoy independent voters to the point where independent voters will just say, enough, I've had enough. I don't care if there's a recession. So there are some independent voters who will say, I don't care if there's a recession and there's the end of the world. I just don't want to hear about what Trump said. And he has to address that. And if he addresses that, there's no stopping him. But I mean, the game, DeSantis is not going to defeat him in a primary, even with these types of statements yesterday. DeSantis is not going to defeat him, okay? Because there aren't enough Never Trumpers to, not nearly enough to boost DeSantis over Trump. The problem is you have to speak to people on the fence. Trump has to speak to people on the fence. And he can't, he could be right, he could be wrong, but he can't say things that are difficult to defend. He has to say things that everyone can relate to. Okay? And so that's all. I mean, these revelations, when Democrats say, well, it's not that big of a deal, then what they do is they reiterate the same they have to what they do is they acknowledge the corruption. So instead of when they say, oh, that's nothing happened, that's not that big of a deal, they acknowledge the corruption. They say, well, Twitter had to decide because it could have been hacked. Well, but if anything to do with Trump is hacked, they don't care. How did the New York Times get any of the financial information from Trump? I mean, it was taken somehow. If it wasn't hacked into a computer, it was taken somehow. They didn't care. The Steele dossier was completely fabricated. They didn't care. They only care about these policies because they're traumatized by the DNC emails and they need some excuse to ban negative stories about their political side. So, I mean, they're working with Biden's administration. They're not working with Trump's administration. This is the antithesis of democracy. This is how democracy perishes in darkness. Like all of these slogans and this all the marketing that you see, the opposite is true. That's why nobody trusts media. That's why when Democrats say people are believing in lies, and then we find out that if you were to say that Biden's administration was actually working with Twitter, they would say you're conspiratorial, you believe the earth is flat, you have a tinfoil, beanie, and oh my God. Now we find out it's true that they're actually working with Biden's administration. So, I mean, and that's my point. The truth about the Democratic Party will make you vote Trump. I keep saying that. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, I got to ask this question. Did people get the email that I sent out today? Like the quote-unquote newsletter or email informing everybody about the live stream? Let me ask you this. Start a poll. Did you get an email informing you of today's Live stream. Let me ask you, ladies and gentlemen, did you get an email? If you can answer the... Okay, so most people didn't. You know what? You might have to check your spam. Okay, awesome. Dave, hello. All right, so you might have to check your email. If you sign, you could sign up through the website. So I think that's probably the best way to do it. You can go to hagoodman.com and sign up for the newsletter on the website. So, okay, Reed, awesome. Okay. Okay, good. From now on, I'm just going to say go to hagoodman.com because there's another email associated with... So it's kind of a convoluted thing. But anyway... All right. So the email did get to some people. The majority no. Okay. I sent it like right before this live stream. So if you check your spam, also it might have gone into spam because it's one of the it's just kind of like the little like one of the services that help with newsletters. So sometimes those things like get into just go straight to your spam box. But here, celebrities and unknown alike could be removed or reviewed at the behest of a political party. That's the point. When they say democracy perishes in darkness, thank you, Eric. Thank you. That's the point. Did you sign in? You know what? I think the issue is that people have to sign in through. I've been telling people the wrong method, and I have to actually manually add the emails at Contact Goodman 88. So what I'll say from now on is just okay. USA kicks butt, awesome. So what I'll say from now on is just go through the website. So celebrities and unknown could be removed at the behest of a political party. That's the issue. James Woods, for example, was suspended or banned. So there you go. The system wasn't balanced. Okay, and so these are huge revelations. I just wish that Trump would be able to capitalize. Like, how hard is it to capitalize on this? I mean, you're playing politics, and politics also is a popularity contest. You know, if the brand is like Darth Vader all the time, Wrecking Ball all the time, you know, that's fine. But also grievances, even if you're right, grievance is not necessarily a great motivating factor to vote for somebody. So if Trump continues to say, look, these people are so corrupt, it's true, but explain the corruption. We already explained the corruption. I mean, how hard is it to actually, some of these emails are public record. How can you use your influence on the company's behalf? If Trump just tweeted that every day until 2024, I mean, that would be better than anything he could tweet. That's a New York Post article quoting Hunter's emails. I mean, that would be the best thing he could do. That would be the absolute best thing that he could do. I mean, it would be the absolute best thing that he could do. So, I don't know. I mean, it's this is going to be a very interesting 2 years, and we're going to find out. We're going to find out about that. USA kicks butt. I mean, that would be wonderful. I think that right now, I think it's an issue where he's tired. I think Trump is tired. I really do. I think Trump is tired, and I think that I think that he's just tired. He's kind of phoning it in. He's kind of just phoning it in. Like, I think also it's 2 years before, before Hillary versus Trump. I really think Hillary is coming back. I really do. I really, really, really do. I think that's going to happen, to tell you the truth. Christ brings a sword, possibly. Possibly. I mean, you see this in football sometimes. Todd, exactly. that's one possibility. You see this in football sometimes. In football, you'll see like a team is down by 4 points with 5 minutes left. And the coach will run like a run play, and the run will get stuffed, and then it's like second down, and then it's a short pass to the flat, and it's like, okay, it's like third and 6. And you'll see like, you can see like the offense getting tired, or like the pressure weighing on the offense. And the defense, like you can kind of see momentum being generated on the defense. And there's 4 minutes left, 5 minutes left, down by 4 points. I mean, you can't go for a field goal. You got to, I mean, it's 4 down territory. That's but you kind of see that. So, I mean, he's been through a lot, no doubt. I mean, I don't judge, believe me, I'm not judging him. I'm not saying that, if he is losing steam, I'm not saying, oh, come on, why is he losing steam? I understand that. I can definitely respect everything he's been through, but he has to adopt the same strategies. Also, USA kicks butt. Caroline, everybody here. Do you remember Steelers? You're right about that. Do you remember, ladies and gentlemen, when Trump was first on the scene in 2015? You remember when he was on the scene in 2015? Okay. In 2015 and 2016, in 2015 and 2016, he had interviews on CNN and MSNBC. He was calm, cool, collected. Woke is Latin for dumb. Kanye says, I don't, I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that at all. Just for YouTube policies. Just for YouTube policies. I'm, as a Jewish American, I find that amusing. But just for YouTube policies. Woke is Latin for dumb. Thank you so very much. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. No, Dave, for sure. Like, this is the thing. Like, and Caroline, Trump is still capable of harnessing electricity, energy. I mean, he still has it. He still has it. But when you go from a dinner that was a setup to then saying that's like striking out 2 times in a row. I mean, he has to if he continues and doesn't stop, then yeah, DeSantis could overtake him. It is possible if he continues along this route. Rick, thank you. Yay up. Eric. Eric Samurai, yay up. I don't want, like, I would like to see a repeat, and but like, he has to rebound, I think, and just capitalize. Like round 2 is coming out. If he says, if round 2 comes out, we find out even greater revelations, and then the next thing on Truth Social is that I am more important than Jesus Christ. What? No, Trump, why did you say that? It's like, how? Well, he didn't really mean that. He didn't really mean that. He was trying to say that, both were persecuted. Okay. I mean, if he says something like what? He's basically giving it to DeSantis. I don't understand. What else could he say that it would be like, woke is Latin for dumb. I'm just kidding. He's not so smart was my point. Oh, okay. Woke. Woke is Latin for dumb. Thank you. And he definitely, in terms of, he can fill a stadium. Absolutely. I'm voting for Trump. I'm just, if I see my football team or baseball team or basketball team, if I see my team messing up, and I can objectively say, hey, because a lot of the times it's completely taken out of context and it's sensationalized, and the outrage is the angertainment, that's on the left mainly. But sometimes it's not that he pushes the envelope. Now he's just, not saying anything that is politically beneficial to him or to his voters. So, I mean, there are things that he shouldn't have done. We can go back. I don't think he should have gone after LeBron James or NFL athletes. I don't think he should have done that, because it created momentum. The thing is, don't create momentum. When Democrats are reborn like a phoenix, they rise from the ashes all the time just from political indignation. They're able to regroup just from political indignation. And so that's, But ladies and gentlemen, I will be back tonight. So I will have a live stream tonight at around, I would say 9 p.m. or so, 8 or 9 p.m. So be here at around 8 or 9 p.m. tonight. Eric, hello. Be here tonight, everybody, about 8 p.m. or so. I will have a live stream. Hopefully, let's see. Hopefully Elon Musk hopefully he's able to publish round 2. That would be amazing. But we'll talk about a bunch of great things. this evening. A lot to talk about. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you to my super chat. I cannot thank you enough, everybody. Be here tonight for the live stream at about 8 p.m., 9 p.m. Pacific. Thanks, everybody.